were a little bit substandard, shall we say.
But Barca 5, Antwerp no. I know you say it's substandard, and rightly so. Obviously, they're going to come up against harder opposition. But this is exactly the start that Joao Felix would have dreamt of, wasn't it?
Completely. And Robert Lewandowski talked about it after the game against Betis at the weekend, how clearly everybody knows Joao Felix is a good player, right? A talented youngster who has sort of fallen off a bit of a cliff at Atletico Madrid, went into a shambles at Chelsea, didn't work, goes back to his own home, he's not really wanted, has pushed big time for this move and somehow got it. And Lewandowski talked about it at the weekend. We know he's got talent and we can see it in the training field, and I'm finding a little link up with him. And Lewandowski himself has sort of bemoaned at the start of the season, not directly to his coach and his teammates, but kind of indirectly, the support and the supply chain that he's had, and maybe some of these little positions that are neither wide or neither behind Lewandowski that he drifts into Joao Felix is actually going to help both of them. And we saw them link up in this game. We saw it at the weekend against Betis. And listen, you can do no more as a player than come in, have assists, score goals, and look as if you're enjoying yourself. And that's what he's doing.
And there is such a competitive atmosphere around those attackers for Barcelona. It'd been quite easily for a poor touch, a poor few minutes, and he gets off, and then that's it. That was your chance. But if he keeps doing this, obviously, he's making himself undroppable.
Yeah, and Craig just mentioned that position that Joao Felix is taking up, and that used to be Gavi, but because of the absence of Pedri, Gavi's now pushed into the midfield. And now Joao Felix has that sort of hybrid role that is not really a winger, but it's not really a midfielder. And now Lewandowski has a direct connection. And we have seen that this direct connection is working quite well. I must say, full disclosure, when there was talk about Joao Felix coming to Barcelona, admittedly I said, I don't know. I don't know, because this is a guy that a lot of people have trusted and he hasn't been able to deliver. But I have to imagine that at some point Joao Felix sat down, and as he pushed for this move to Barcelona, he knows this is his last chance at the big time. And the big time in Barcelona, in a moment in which he's playing with a guy like Lewandowski, if he's able to find those combinations, and then he finds himself in a position where he can score goals, and now he can express himself, and it's no longer the focus on him having to track back and run and defend. No, if you're going to defend, you're going to defend in the attacking half, and you're going to put high pressure because we're going to regain possession of the ball in the attacking half. That's the work that we want from you. Maybe this is the freedom that Joao Felix has wanted and needed for the course of his career that wasn't allowed and afforded to him by Diego Simeone. And maybe Xavi is the guy that can fully get the very best of Joao Felix consistently. And that's the key. Based on his first two games, we're loving Joao Felix. We'll see if long-term he is the solution.
We most certainly will. Meanwhile, let's just check out, shall we, what else happened in that group. We saw Porto, nice win for them, 3-1 away against the Nest to put them level with Barca at the top.
Paolo Rossi, 1982. My goodness, what a finish that was.
Frank is still with us. Frank, what did you make of that?
That's absolutely unbelievable, because as Ali said, the run that he makes is a striker run. It's not randomly that he did that. He knew exactly how to anticipate the cross, and that was amazing. And I love his reaction after the goal, and his reaction also in the press conference when he say, that I don't even realize. I have no words to explain what I did, and maybe tomorrow I will realize. That guy had a crazy career, mostly playing in the Serie B, and his first game for the Champions League as a goalkeeper, and the guy scores a goal. Well, that's a fairy tale. We love that. That's why we love football.
That was bad timing for you, that.
Why?
Off the back of our Arteta discussion yesterday.
Well, yes, can't help it. Can't help it. He doesn't want to talk about it, Frank, but then it's there. It's there. It just to be there. Gab, he won't have to buy a drink in Rome now ever again.
No, I don't think so. And the funny thing is, he's done this before. This isn't like it's the first time he's ever done it. He did it playing for Yugoslavia in the third division. And he was asked after the game, like, if you were to rank your two goals, and he'd say, like, oh, gee, I don't know. I kind of enjoyed them both. Even though one's in the Champions League. But No, it's incredible. Incredible to me also how Atleti, who, by the way, dominated this game. You talk about reactions after being humiliated at home as they were the weekend by Valencia. I don't see, how do you miss the large blonde man who's helpfully wearing all yellow, making the run into the box, and nobody figuring that the tallest guy on the pitch might try to head the ball?
If Todd Burley was watching that, we know what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. Sign him up.
Striker.
He'll do. I got this idea. I saw this big guy in Italy, bit different, Bosch, up front with Nico Jackson, maybe a pair. I don't know.
Stick him there.
What 8-year contract?
Here in Ramsdale up front.
70 million.
That's it.